Do your joints bother you when you're doing your bench press sessions? If so, you might not be warming up enough. Today, I'm gonna take you through a 4-part protocol that'll help reduce your risk of injury and also make sure you get the most out of your training session. Hey guys, my name is Cameron, Doctor of Physical Therapy and Strength and Conditioning Coach. Today I'm going to be taking you through my go-to warm-up protocol for your horizontal push day, also known as your bench press day. For the warm-up, I want you to remember 4 letters, R, A, M, P. R, we're going to start with raising our body temperature. A, we're going to activate the key muscles and movement patterns. M, we're going to mobilize those joints. And then P, we're going to potentiate the nervous system and get ramped up for our warm-up. So starting off your warm-up, you want to raise that body temperature and start driving blood flow towards the working muscles. Now, my favorite piece of equipment for this, especially for bench press days, is the air bike. If you don't have access to the air bike, you can still use a treadmill, an elliptical. You can even do jumping jacks and jogging in place. When Kale's on the air bike here, what I'm going to have him really focus on is the pushing and the pulling. So we really start getting the pushing muscles and the pulling muscles working. He's getting a lot of mobility through his scapula, his shoulder blades, and he starts mobilizing his ribs and his thoracic spine as well. Now, a lot of people get carried away in their warm-ups and they start doing intervals or they just go really too hard. Remember, today's warm-up is all about maximizing performance on the bench press. So we don't want to exhaust ourselves and build up a lot of fatigue through our warm-ups. So real easy conversational pace here. You can see Kale, he doesn't even have his mouth open. He's breathing through his nose the whole time. That's about the intensity you want. Depending on how beat up your joints are, you might go anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes on this piece of equipment. Next, we want to activate the key muscles and movement patterns that we'll be doing during today's bench press session. What I'm going to have Kale do is some elevated full range of motion scapular push-ups. So that means we really want to focus on the front side of the body, the chest, the shoulders, and the shoulder blades. Big emphasis as he's coming down here is to really go slow, develop that mind-muscle connection, get a good retraction of his shoulder blades. As he comes to the top, we want to make sure that he's fully protracting his shoulder blades so we get full mobility through the shoulders, through the shoulder blades, and we really start developing that mind-muscle connection of those muscles we're going to be using in today's workout. Now, we don't want this to be fatiguing, so once you feel like you've established that mind-muscle connection, you can stop. Aim for 2 to 3 sets of 5 to 10 reps here. We just drove a lot of blood flow to those muscles we're going to be using. Now we're going to get into those end ranges and mobilize the shoulder, specifically into extension and internal rotation, key movement patterns that we need for our bench press. So I'm going to have Kale set up in an assisted dip here. He's going to keep a really big chest, head up. He's going to really open up his chest, keep his shoulder blades back. He's going to lower himself down using the feet for assistance. And I'm just going to have him rock side to side, 2 each, and then come back up, reset. As he's doing this, he's really given himself support through the legs. We really just want to treat this as a dynamic stretch in his end range. If you can't get as low as Kale, that's fine. Stay in your end range position and mobilize the chest and the shoulders. Just like with the other exercises here, we don't want these to be fatiguing. 2 to 3 sets of 5 repetitions is plenty. So we finished raising our body temperature, we activated those key muscles and movement patterns, we mobilized our chest and our shoulders. Now we're gonna potentiate our nervous system with some hard, intense med ball chest passes. And for this one, again, we want it non-fatiguing, so we're gonna go for 2 to 3 sets of just 3 to 5 reps as hard as you can. So he's gonna come into that hinged position and he's gonna do hard chest passes down into the ground here. Give me 3 good ones. And that's it. We don't want this to be fatiguing. We want to get a lot of power and get everything integrated so when we get into our bench press, we can move that bar fast and hard. Now, getting into your actual bench pressing, you want to make sure that you're not just jumping into your heaviest weight. So if Kale's going to be doing bench press sets at 135 pounds, he's going to also want to ramp that weight up. So he's going to do a few sets with just the bar. And again, if he's training at 135 pounds, he'll probably do another 2 to 3 sets at 95 pounds. So you want to make sure you're progressively increasing that weight as well. Remember, raise that body temperature, activate those key movements and muscles, mobilize those key movements and muscles, and then potentiate that nervous system.